Welcome to TMZ Live. We are on the ground in Washington, D.C. now, full-time, with our new staff. That is Jackson, Jacob, and Charlie. We are asking lots of questions, some of them fun. And today, we have our sights set on a more serious story, which we will be talking about later in the day. But let's start with the interesting stuff from the last 2 weeks, spring break. So, we were looking to see what these members of Congress were doing during their spring break, and the pictures that resonated the most seemed to be Lindsey Graham at Disney World.
Yes.
Especially holding the bubble wand.
Because he was holding the bubble wand. If he hadn't been holding the bubble wand, it might have gone away much faster. But now the bubble wand is sort of following him around,
it's
metaphorically.
A moniker of sorts.
Yes. So when Charlie bumped into Lindsey Graham,
as luck would have it,
on day one, because remember, on Monday, the senators were back, the House of Representatives.
The House doesn't even
still not
vote
back at this
tonight until
moment.
6:30. So they squeezed another 2 days in. Anyway,
unbelievable.
So we got Lindsey Graham.
But we got senators. So here's Lindsey Graham, and we had to ask. It's our first day in D.C. There's one thing we got to ask Lindsey Graham. Here's how it went.
Excuse me, Graham. How are you, man?
Thank you.
I'm from TMZ. Could I just ask you about the bubble wand, sir? Can I ask you quickly about the bubble wand?
Well, that was about it.
No, thank you. No, thank you. Well,
no takers. No takers. So, look.
It got a little better, though.
It did get better because, look, the thing that we loved yesterday was this feud between Pope Leo and Donald Trump. That the Pope had said that war was horrendous.
We got to stop the war.
Donald Trump,
which doesn't seem like a controversial stance.
Donald Trump shot back. He doesn't know anything about foreign policy, and he's soft on crime. And so we figured we would ask people on the Hill, whose team are you on? And we got Ted Cruz to answer the question. At least we thought he would.
Mr. Cruz, it's good to see you, sir.
Good to see you.
I got a question for you. Are you on the Pope's side or the President's side?
You know what? I'm quite confident both the Pope and the President can speak for themselves.
Well, they're going through a very public sort of beef right now, and they're both.
I understand you want to get me in the middle of that. I trust both of them to express their own views.
Do you think that the President is doing the right thing by taking on?
I've given you my answer. You can keep asking and get the same answer.
Right. Did you like the tweet that he put out today, where he was
As I said, I've given you my answer. So every way you ask the question, you're going to get.
Oh, these are different questions, sir.
Nope. I've told you exactly what I got to say on this.
Oh, okay.
So let me tell you, can I tell you what I love about this?
Ted Cruz did go to Harvard. He's a smart guy.
He's a very smart guy. The thing I like about this is, and that has driven me crazy, is sometimes, a reporter will ask a question, and then the congressperson will sidestep it, and they move on. And at least Charlie didn't move on.
Yeah.
And it became very clear, obviously, but it's a fair question, whose side you on? We're going to be asking other legislators that as well.
Definitely, and I thought it was a very fair question for Ted Cruz, who has been a vocal supporter of the president, but also is a church-going Christian who goes, frequently. He goes to church. So, tough position, I guess, for him to be in.
We're not going to show it now, but we got another one where a congressman would just not answer it and was sweating. And at one point just looked at Charlie and said, it's sort of like having to choose sides between your mother and your father. And it's like, not exactly, but
Not exactly the same, but you understand. It was Sophie's choice he did not want to make. And a lot of people don't. Now, a supporter of President Trump's, who has made the choice, Riley Gaines. She is the collegiate swimmer who very much was by the president's side because she is in alignment with him as far as having that trans women should not be, biological men who are trans should not be allowed to compete in women's sports. Arguably, she was very vocal with that, and that was one of the issues that got Donald Trump reelected.
Yep.
But she said this photo that he had posted and has since deleted, where it appears that he is Christ-like. She said this is a step too far, and he should take it down. He should apologize, and he did take it down. But he wanted to make it clear it had nothing to do with Riley Gaines. And in fact, he attacked her saying, I didn't listen to Riley Gaines. I'm not a big fan of Riley, actually. Now, that is really odd. I'm not a big... She stood next to him at, was it the convention?
I understand that, but you know that this is his playbook. It's what he does. He, A, will never apologize, and B...
It's one thing to not apologize, but then to say you're not a fan of hers
Charles,
because she chose... because she felt like that was a step too far?
Charles, let me put it in our world. How many people have you dealt with where we've done 100 stories on them, and they've been good stories where they like them, and then you do one story that they don't like, and all of a sudden, you're their enemy?
Right.
Has that happened?
Yes, it has.
And then they come back eventually, but what's the difference?
I just think if you're Riley Gaines, you got to feel like, why is this guy attacking me like this? I just made a suggestion. I saw something, and to her credit, she actually said how she felt, because I guarantee there are a bunch of people on Capitol Hill who feel exactly like Riley Gaines does.
Of course there are.
But they're not going to say it.
Of course there are. If Donald Trump said, God, Riley had such a good point, I shouldn't have put that picture up, I've taken it down, would that shock you?
Yes, it would.
Okay, there you go.
Actually, that would be far more shocking.
I rest my case.
Hey, I'm Armante from Tampa, Florida. With Lindsey Graham, I feel like politicians try to distance themselves from certain topics, especially if there's rumors circulating around about them. As well as with Ted Cruz, he's basically trying to protect himself because, yes, you can attack Trump because you have to remain loyal to Trump, as well as religion, and you're on the right. You have to be careful if you attack any religious institution. With Riley Gaines, she basically was the spokesperson for anti-trans because she lost a race against a trans person in the swimming. So her coming out and critiquing Trump puts her in a position where, you know, you have to stay loyal, but if you don't stay loyal, Trump is going to attack you. So you saw she immediately tried to backtrack and say, apologize to Trump, and he attacked her.
Yeah.
If you attack Trump, you're going to get attacked.
I guess that's what the Pope would tell you, too. Even though I don't think that the Pope attacked Trump, but
the Pope says he's not backing down.
Nope. New day, new problems for Kanye, although one of the problems is kind of an old one that's come back to bite him again. But we'll start with the lawsuit he is now facing from a guy who says Kanye walked up to him completely unprovoked at the world-famous Chateau Marmont and punched him, knocked him out, and then continued to keep punching him while he was unconscious. Now, the man who is suing him says this happened back in April of 2024. He is suing as a John Doe, which is very interesting.
Really weird, because he's a pretty prominent restaurateur.
And the reason we know that he's a pretty prominent restaurateur is that back in April of 2024, we broke a story about a guy who got into an altercation with Kanye West, very much like the one described, in fact, exactly like the one described. It's the same.
It's the same. It's the same. Here's the thing. I remember this because he has a twin brother, and they were both at the Chateau.
Yes. In LA, they're very famous, the Houston brothers.
Right.
Because they have a lot of restaurants and bars.
The guy who is suing says that his brother, actually, not him, his brother kind of brushed up against Bianca as they were walking. But it was nothing intentional. It was minor. But Kanye took offense to it and mistook him for his brother.
And went over
and that was the
punched
beatdown.
him.
That's what he says. I remember this.
So now he has filed this lawsuit. Again, I'm not really sure why he's filed it as a John Doe.
Odd.
But everyone
inexplicable,
knows what the deal is.
considering everybody knows who he is. But obviously there could be some, you might pay a price for suing Kanye. He does have legions of fans who, and they're restaurateurs, and he might take it out on the restaurants, who knows? So I can see why he'd want to be, but he's not anonymous.
Can I tell you something? You're right. Because I remember when we did this story, there was concern about just what you said.
Yeah.
Exactly what you just said.
But the problem is it's already out. So anybody who's interested in doing it
They'll
would know
find out.
they'll know who it is. Right.
So Kanye has other problems.
Yes, he's got another problem.
He may have another country that he is persona non grata.
The list is getting longer because you know that the wireless festival in the UK was canceled because they wanted him to be the headliner, and the UK said you can't come into our country. And now France is considering the same thing. Think about that. UK and France on the same page.
There we go.
It happens. And this is about a concert that was planned for June in Marseille. But the mayor has said they don't want him there. And the French Interior Minister has said, we don't want him in our country.
So this
is all about the Nazis.
This is based on the Nazism. I mean, these are two countries, obviously, that 75 years ago were, lost hundreds of thousands of people and entire livelihoods based on from the Nazis. And so they, unlike us, they don't have these First Amendment protections where you can say anything.
We fought the Nazis too, but the difference is Kanye sold out SoFi twice with 70,000 people in each time.
So,
and a couple weeks ago?
Yeah, and this concert was planned for June 11th. Right now, it's up in the air because it sounds like what's happening in France now is that there are people in government trying to put in place the same thing that the UK did, a ban on Kanye entering the country. So, he apologized, and it's very clear that that apology is ringing incredibly hollow for people in Europe.
It looks like he's limited to SoFi.
Hi, I'm Pearl from Anchorage, Alaska, and Kanye West cannot seem to stay out of the headlines, and it's never about his music. So this situation is not very surprising to me. It feels like he's constantly in some kind of controversy, and now it's even catching up to him legally. And at a certain point, it stops being shocking and starts being just expected of him.
Real quick, the weather has been so crazy this winter. I'm dying to know, what's the weather like today in Anchorage, Alaska in mid-April?
It's like 15 degrees right now,
Ugh.
So really cold.
Oh,
Wow.
okay.
I was hoping for something shocking.
I
where
was
you're gonna
thinking
say,
80 and sunny.
Well, if it's 80 and sunny, we got bigger problems.
Coming up.
So many questions now about the case of Anna Kepner and what's going on with her stepbrother. There's a big decision about the fact that he is not going to get the death penalty.
Because he's a minor.
Because he's a minor, but he's going to be tried as an adult.
Anna Kepner's body is as hard as cement right now, and they're worried about him.
Be right back.
So many questions now about the case of Anna Kepner and what's going on with her stepbrother. So just to remind everyone, Anna Kepner is the young woman who was on a family cruise, on a Carnival cruise back in November. She was murdered. And police and the authorities, now the federal authorities, believe that is her stepbrother, who is a minor, 16 years old, so he's only been referred to by the initials TH. But he has been now indicted for first-degree murder and aggravated sexual assault of Anna. So that happened, that he was charged. There's a big decision about the fact that he is not going to get the death penalty.
Because he's a minor.
Because he's a minor, but he's going to be tried as an adult. What's interesting is he has been indicted for first-degree murder, yet he is out right now. He is living with a relative, with an uncle, and is also allowed to go with his father to work each day. And he has to wear an ankle monitor, but here's a guy who's charged with first-degree murder.
And he's free.
As an adult, and he is free. Why that would be, I don't understand. But joining us now, the host of Crime Stories with Nancy Grace, none other than our friend Nancy Grace. Welcome back to TMZ Live, Nancy.
Thank you for inviting me, Harvey. I notice you're focusing a lot on the alleged killer, and you're saying nothing about this teen girl, Anna Kepner. Let me remind everybody, this little girl, scrubbed in sunshine, had set to be graduating this month, Harvey Levin, this month, in a few days, from Titusville Christian School. She had planned to join the Navy to get through college, be in the Navy, and then ultimately in law enforcement handling canines. She was forcibly strangled in a chokehold. Harvey, do you know what that is? A chokehold of an arm being put over her throat. And we have learned from the new federal filings, there is a charge of aggravated sex assault. Aggravated sex assault. She was raped before she was murdered. The last thing she saw, according to the feds, and the feds don't play, Harvey, the last thing she saw was his face breathing into her about 5 inches away while she was being raped and murdered. And don't start with me, he's just 16, he didn't know what he was doing. His frontal cortex was not formed. He knew enough to hide the body, stuff it under a bed, nude, wrapped in a blanket like a mummy, and then to conceal it further with life vests. Then the next morning, he and the family just roll on up to the trough at the breakfast buffet like nothing happened. And he only became speechless when her body was found. Do not start with me. Yes, he's a juvenile, and under the U.S. Supreme Court ruling, a juvenile cannot, in this country, regardless of the jurisdiction, face the death penalty. I'm fine with that.
Are you fine with that?
Yes, I'm fine with that. But I'm not fine with claims that he didn't know what he was doing and that somehow because he was 16, he should be excused. He should face life behind bars like every other killer. And he will not be in the population with adults. He will be in juvenile custody until he reaches adulthood at age 21. Then he can enjoy the company of other adults like himself.
What about bail? The fact that they let him out on bail?
I don't understand it. This is charged as murder one. Murder one. Why is he out on bond, living with family? I don't get it. Is it because he's from an upstanding white family? I don't know what that plays into it. But I can tell you this much. Anna Kepner's body is as hard as cement right now. And they're worried about him. It seems to me from the beginning that the family has been more worried about protecting his identity and protecting him than they are about what happened to Anna and getting justice for her. And I'd like to point out also that according to Anna Kepner's little then boyfriend, this stepbrother of hers had tried to sex assault her before. And this is what happened, Harvey, according to the little boyfriend, that the boyfriend was having a FaceTime with Anna, and it was late at night. Teens stay on the phone on FaceTime all night long. I can hear my daughter laughing from her room on FaceTime with her friends at 2 o'clock in the morning. That said, they're on a FaceTime, and the boyfriend sees, according to him, the stepbrother get on top of Anna, who has fallen asleep on the FaceTime, and try to get on her in the bed. And according to the boyfriend and his father, they told Anna's family, and nothing was done. Nothing was done. And here we are now.
Nancy, what in the world could the attorneys for the stepbrother have said to convince the judge to let him out? You're right. I mean, we're both shocked by this, that he is charged with, as you say, with first-degree murder, and yet not only, he's not even out on, like, house arrest. He's going to work with his dad every day. I guess his dad is a landscaper and he's a supervisor, so they said, sure, go to work with your dad. It is puzzling to me what on earth they could have said to convince the judge to let him out like this.
I don't know what they said, but I blame the judge. The judge knows better than this. And another thing, speaking of course, the family is not charged with anything. They're not a person of interest. But I would suspect that law enforcement is looking at possible neglect charges, because if they had been forewarned that this stepbrother had tried to assault her, Anna, in the past and done nothing, they wanted that Hallmark picture family, see no evil, hear no evil, speak no evil. Why in the HELL did they put her, Anna, in the room with the stepbrother and the other little brother who got kicked out of the room that night by the stepbrother? Why'd they put them in their own room?
So, Nancy, I'm a little surprised at something, because as you describe it, what he's alleged to have done is beyond horrendous. He is being tried as an adult. He was 16 years old at the time this happened. And if he's being treated as an adult, why do you draw that line that all of the penalties that would be available for a court against a defendant like this should not be available here because he's 16?
I know this is going to shock you, Harvey, but what I'm most interested in is getting him off the street. Whether he gets the death penalty is not my concern right now. I want him off of house arrest, essentially. He needs to go into the juvenile facility where all of the other people that are charged his age with murder are. This is not a shoplifting. This is not a joyride. This is rape and murder, a horrible rape and murder of a little girl. And he should not be with his father at home, the family that's trying to protect his identity instead of seeking justice for Anna Kepner. And the parents are saying they didn't know about the prior sex attack attempt, that they knew nothing. That's not what other sources say. That said, why is he walking around in a neighborhood? If this is not his first sex attack attempt, why is he walking around a neighborhood with other young girls? That's wrong. So it's my understanding, although this was closed because he's a juvenile, that the prosecutors objected to bond, but the judge did it anyway.
Yeah.
And sadly, federal judges are in for life, Harvey. There's not a darn thing we can do about it.
That's true. That is true.
Yeah.
Okay, Nancy. We
Nancy.
really, really appreciate you coming on.
Oh, okay. So Harvey 11 says you're dismissed. Well, I may be dismissed for right now, but I'm not done with the Anna Kepner case.
We hear you loud and clear.
We look forward to talking to you about it.
Thank you,
I bet
Nancy.
you do, don't you?
Coming up.
Timothée Chalamet is a hero to the ballet and operas around the world. It's
The
younger.
audience is being
Yes.
populated by people in their 30s.
Be right back.
TMZ's got every freaking thing. Big celebs, big stories, big events.
Phoebe Rexa was looking hot on vacation.
Look at the water, too. Did you just say, look at the water?
I mean, I'll be honest, that is what I was looking at. Timothée Chalamet is a hero to the ballet and operas around the world.
Yeah.
He should be.
Who knew?
Because when he attacked, well, that's how some people view it, that he attacked. He made a comment.
He made a comment
A couple months ago saying that he didn't want the movies to go the way
of ballet and opera, because ballet and opera, he said, is basically dying.
And they're not for the masses. They're art forms not for the masses, is basically what he was saying.
He was saying
right.
that.
Well, guess what? He has actually helped ticket sales when it comes to the ballet and opera, at least
Who would have thought?
according to one expert. And I must say he's a pretty good expert.
He's an expert.
Alex Beard is the head of London's Royal Ballet Opera.
He knows a thing or two.
So he knows a bit about it. And this is what he said since those comments. He said, the public reaction was just fantastic. I thought it important that we didn't issue a kind of hoity-toity response to Chalamet. And our ticket sales got an immediate boost. So cheers, Timmy.
And not just that, he's saying that the
younger.
audience is being
Yes.
populated by people in their 30s.
Because
which,
that's Timmy's audience.
I understand
right?
that, but I am
And so
shocked at that.
Maybe they're all curious. What is this thing that Timmy
Why are
is
they
trashing?
Why are they curious if he crapped on it?
I think because
Because he didn't say it was
what's
bad.
Well, like all press is good press kind of thing. They're like, oh, okay, like why should I not care about the ballet? Maybe they're not like
It
familiar
wasn't even a
enough.
thing that they were thinking about. It wasn't on their radar.
So they're like, what's all the fuss about, whether it's him saying it sucks or...
And again, he didn't say that it sucks. He just said,
He said it's dying.
Yeah.
yeah, but that doesn't mean that
No,
it's
I mean-
bad. This means that people aren't going to check it out.
No, I
Yeah.
understand that.
You know what it is? This is Gen Z. They heard something was dying and they wanted to rally around
But
it.
it's millennials because it's people in
and
their
they want
30s.
They want to rally for it.
The question is, are there going to be repeat customers? That's the question.
Well, you got to put on, you listen, you can get them in the church, but you got to put on a show.
You got to put on a show. It's a different time because when I was young, there were two people who were huge stars. Nureyev and
Flintstone?
Baryshnikov.
Oh.
Well, first of all, Fred Flintstone was a big star, and it wasn't because he was in the
He wasn't
Stone
based on a
Age
real person?
DB. But Nureyev and Baryshnikov were big stars, and they put asses in seats.
Yeah.
They just did.
Well, but more recently you had Misty Copeland.
But
who
she's
was just
retired. She's retired.
But still, there'll be another. Like, it happens.
There's a little
takes
girl.
time.
There's a little girl, Olivia, who lives across the street from me, and she is 13.
doing ballet?
She's doing ballet. She's like 12, or no, she's maybe 10 or 11. But she's like apparently excelling in ballet.
Can we all just shout out our favorite ballet students right
I just
now?
thought I would.
Francesca. I know a ballet student named Francesca.
I wanted
Keep it
to
up.
give a shout out to Olivia.
Hi, it's Grace from Paris, France. Long live opera and the ballet. I'm so happy that Timothy's ignorance has renewed interest in the fine arts. However, let this be a wake-up call to Timothée Chalamet. Get your ego in check before it destroys your career.
Ooh.
Oh, that wasn't an ego thing. Come on, he wasn't trashing.
Was it not?
No, he's
He
just
was
saying.
he was trying to pump up the movies more than anything else.
He's just saying, I need to get people interested.
But I liked her attitude, so I just like the way she said it.
Fair.
Coming up.
The battle between two of the most influential women in media, Alix Earle and Alex Cooper, keep going at each other and basically challenging the other to step forward and say what's really going on here because they haven't, to this point, revealed why they are in this beef.
Be right back.
Welcome back to TMZ Live. The battle between two of the most influential women in media is getting even more intense because Alix Earle and Alex Cooper keep going at each other and basically challenging the other to step forward and say what's really going on here because they haven't, to this point, revealed why they are in this beef.
Alix Earle worked for Alex Cooper's Unwell Media Company until they split.
Right. Alix Earle was working basically at Alex Cooper's company.
So they split, and apparently something happened, and they don't like each other anymore. So Alix Earle had reposted somebody basically saying that Alex Cooper was an ambulance chaser.
Yes.
And that pissed Alex Cooper off.
Right.
And said, you got a problem with me? Show me some receipts here.
Right. And then Alix Earle said that I can't say anything because of NDAs, and Alex Cooper went back at her and said, guess what? There's no NDA. Say whatever you got to say. So the update now is that Alix Earle has said, okay, I'm on it.
Okay, well, where is it then?
Where is it? So we have yet to actually hear Alix Earle say anything more, but someone who knows both women very well, Dave Portnoy, has weighed in on this. And the Barstool chief who's worked with him says he thinks he knows what this is about and seems like it's money.
I've been to dinner with Alex Cooper and Kate Bailey. Like, Kate Bailey and them were close. And then Kate Bailey became Alix Earle's PR girl. I've heard this all stems, the real brouhaha over that Carl's Jr. commercial. And that was Alix Earle who started it. I assume it went through Kate Bailey, and I think Alex Cooper wanted it, and there's back and forth, and who gets paid goes through the network. I don't know if that's 100% true, but I've heard that's kind of where all this started going. Go back to Carl's Burger. But the overall theme to me, and I do agree with Cooper, although she said, hey, Alix Earle, why don't you say what the issue is? Why stop hemming and hawing and just say it? Well, you should say it too, Alex Cooper. Both say what the issue is.
So Kate Bailey, the woman he's talking about, is a publicist that they both, both Alexes had as their publicist. So
we're now learning how their business relationship untangled. So when Alix Earle had her podcast for Alex Cooper's network, basically when that falling apart happened, Alix Earle, we're told from one side, wanted more money when the contract negotiations came up. She wanted more money. However, we're told from a different source that Alex Cooper's side basically was saying that Alix Earle's podcast wasn't generating enough money through the ad sales.
Two things in common there, whichever version you take, is money.
Money.
And that it's that they're upset about. By the way, Dave Portnoy, after posting that video, sort of clarified, saying it wasn't necessarily the Carl's Jr. commercial, but there was an issue with money as to when Alix Earle books something, how does the network Unwell get paid?
You know who's happy about this?
Yeah.
Carl's Jr. Because
they got a free ad from Dave Portnoy.
Well, Carl's Jr. doesn't want to be associated with bad beef.
And they are not. Just to be clear, they are not. That is what Dave Portnoy said. That's what we are saying.
Hi, my name is Samara from San Diego, California, and I have been following this drama very closely, just like the rest of the world of social media. Now, look, a lot of people are starting to speculate that this may be a PR stunt, that both girls are in on it and they're getting something out of it. And I think if that's the case, this is a really smart business decision for the both of them. But they need to amp up the drama while the people are still interested.
Yeah, and not just say, oh, I'm on it.
Yeah.
Tell us what you got.
Yeah.
Throw it out there.
Right.
Exactly. So I think if this is some real drama, though, they're both businesswomen at the end of the day. Why not make a PR stunt out of it?
You know why? They have. No, you're missing it. They have made a PR stunt out of it because we're talking about this and they're not disclosing it because they want people to talk about them every day. So both of them win, but the big winner is Dave Portnoy on the beach in a beach chair.
We're talking about it, but we're standing in here. He's talking about it sitting on the beach.
We don't even have real windows in here. Private beach. I saw this online that they're saying you can look younger. I'm not advocating this, but
you just saw it.
I saw it.
Clearly.
And it said
you've not actually tried it.
If you take raw garlic and you eat it raw every morning, that you will look years younger.
Yeah, if you go online, there are all sorts of things like that. But garlic is one that gets a lot of shine. And Brandi Glanville decided she was going to try one of these home garlic remedies. I hadn't seen this particular one that she tried. It did not work out for her. In fact, she ended up having to go to the emergency room because of this.
Now, my understanding is she didn't initially put garlic in her ear, but I think
it ended up there.
It ended up there. I think she tried in her nose.
I got a piece of garlic stuck in my ear, so because I had a little cold, Jake came over and he kept sneezing on my face, and I was like, he's like, I'm not sick anymore. And then they cover your mouth when you sneeze. And then I got his cold. And then on Easter, I didn't do anything because of my garlic in my ear. It really went down further. And I had to go to urgent care the next day and get it taken out. I was just trying to clear my sinuses. It's online. Don't listen to people online or TikTok. Listen, Mason also said when he had a cold, he put it in his nostril and it helped him.
Ooh.
I tried my nostril, it was burning too much, so I moved it to my ear.
So if you put it in...
to just asking a doctor? Why is everyone just...
No, home remedies. There's something to say for home remedies. Not
some
everyone.
of them, but not... I don't know.
It really could be because of the fact that she had just, lasered the skin, but like also Brandi needs to just stop doing things with her body.
No, but she looks good. She looks good. I mean, after the whole thing that she was with.
But that was like 2 or 3 years of going through all of that. Right. It's like just stop touching your body.
Who would think garlic's going to land you in the urgent care? I mean, seriously. And also, if you can put it in your nose, and I'm not saying you should, but if you do, and wouldn't it the same effect be in your ear because it's the same kind of...
It's all the same tube.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
But she had her up her nose lasered.
I mean, I guess it depends on what you... Right, when you remove all the
hair. You're going
out
up your nose, but you're supposed to have hair in your nose.
I would like to know, we're talking to our live stream audience too, is like eating garlic, is there anything efficacious about that? I mean, does it actually make you younger if you do it every day? I'm interested.
Anyone want to... What's the chat saying?
The chat said the neti pot works arguably much better. They're saying garlic, WTF, why are you doing that?
But did they actually try garlic or are they just dismissing it like...
Or are they just crapping on it?
They're just crapping on it.
Okay.
I'll let you know if we have any first-person viewers.
As they do.
Coming up.
Why do you guys do that to me?
What do you mean?
You guys.
It could be you might like a baggy fit. It might be an old one. The style back.
Really?
Oh, now you're stepping up to me. Maybe we have WrestleMania right here in the TMZ live studio.
That's
right. Be right back.
Whoa.
Oh, I had that suit.
Right.
Do you? I had that. No, I swear
you just
to God.
forgot it today.
You just got a lot bigger.
The Miz, everybody.
What's going on, Missy? How are you guys?
It's so good to see you.
It's good to see you guys.
What have you been up to?
It's good to be here. Just WrestleMania going to be April 18th and 19th at Allegiant Stadium. American Gladiators coming out.
I want to talk to you about this.
Yes. I mean, do we remember the old American Gladiators?
No, I got to tell you something.
I
got to tell you something. Do you know who Mike O'Hearn is?
Yes, of course.
Mike O'Hearn works out of my gym. And he's worked out
forever. Of course he does.
Forever. And he was an OG gladiator.
Yeah. And now here you are. Did he teach you anything?
He did.
He teach you how to do
Powerball?
Go ahead.
No, can I tell you? He shames me every time I see him.
He shames you for what?
Oh,
you look great.
No, he shames me. He's like, he points to like a 140-pound dumbbell. He says, "You're grabbing that, right?" And it's like, oh, I get it.
But you look great. You look in shape. You look ready to go.
So you're going to be...
You look like one of our contenders.
As I say, so you're hosting
I'm
the
hosting.
Gladiators.
You're the host of it.
Actually.
I am the host. Right. I'm the host of American Gladiators. I'm the Mike Adamle, if you will.
Yeah.
We have a ton of new gladiators that literally are bigger, faster, stronger than what we remember. The events are what you remember, like Joust, Powerball, but then we have other ones that are like Edge, where you're like 50 feet in the air, and you have a gladiator and a contender, and you have to go across. But here's the thing, it's a grid, and there's holes in it, and you can fall. And the guys—
What's
like,
below? Like water?
It's a net. It's a net. So literally you see like our gladiators run at a contender and just spear them off this thing.
See, the thing
object is to go back and forth. I mean, this is the type of stuff that we're bringing to the now.
How long ago was Gladiator on? It was like 15 years ago?
Yeah, it was a long time.
And so what's happened is everybody's amping up the challenges where it gets more and more dangerous. So that's what I'm thinking about.
So the insurance companies are really
No,
making
I'm
out
serious
here.
about that.
Well, I mean, it's a sport. We like to consider it a sport. So when you see those documentaries, it's like they would get a lot of injuries. There are a lot of injuries that happen because it's a sport. Football, basketball, baseball. You always hear these guys are getting injured. Our gladiators get injured, but some of them still go. One of our guys tore his tricep and still kept going.
Oh God,
was
are you
doing
serious?
was doing hang tough, like on the.
Are
like
you
the,
serious?
Yes.
And they let him do it?
Well, he wanted to do it. He had a choice. He could have said no.
Oh my God!
But he wanted to
But
do
that
it
would have
because
been
that's the type of exactly.
Right.
The gladiators. They have pride in what they are doing. Like they remember what it was like
the
as
real
a kid.
gladiators fought to the death. I mean,
These gladiators, they
Stop
fight
just
to
the
win.
Where is it on?
It's on Prime Video.
Oh, that's
Awesome.
It's dropped?
It's going to drop April 17th on Prime Video.
that's cool.
This Friday, I have a little bit. It's going to be a little busy for me. So
You got WrestleMania.
So I have
was gonna say,
WrestleMania. So not only do I have WrestleMania, I have. So if you look at Friday, Friday is like we can watch 3 episodes of American Gladiators on Prime on April 17th. Right? We can watch it. Then USA Network has SmackDown, which I will be on. Then I'm hosting the Hall of Fame for WWE, honoring the people that have paid the way for me. That'll be on ESPN app. Then Saturday is WrestleMania. Sunday is WrestleMania, which is all at Allegiant Stadium. A lot of things going on. ESPN app.
and then
Unlimited
Monday,
Fan.
Tuesday, Wednesday, sleep.
Then Monday's Raw. Monday's
then you
Raw.
get-
I'm not sure if I'll be needed, but if I am, I'm always ready.
Who are you honoring?
Who am I honoring?
Yeah.
This year, AJ Styles was going in. Demolition, which was my favorite. When I was as a kid, I would like want to paint my face because I like the Ultimate Warrior. I like the gimmicks, as we call them.
Right.
And the Demolition always painted their face, so I loved them. So
But you're
they're
so
going in.
straight-laced, except the suit.
I know, I am straight-laced. I mean, my whole thing is I'm the most must-see WWE superstar of all time. I'm the A-lister. I'm the actor, if you will.
If you will.
That has been on straight-to-DVD movies. I mean, what, you didn't see Marine
I
3,
swear
4,
to God,
5, and 6?
I have that suit. I did.
You
it
do
on
not
Jack.
have
I
this
swear to
suit.
God, I have a suit almost exactly
Did you
like
wear?
that.
Did you wear the vest? Too?
I'm trying to think of.
You didn't.
who-
Wear
There's
the
no
vest.
way you
Oh,
three-piece.
You definitely didn't do
No,
that.
wait a
You
minute.
did not do that.
No, I have that suit. I'm trying to think of who I interviewed. It was somebody that I shouldn't have worn the suit with. But
Does it fit like this, or is it baggy?
okay, so now you're Michael Herman.
I'm Michael Herman.
You're Michael
no,
Herman.
I'm just
now
I'm
you're
just
doing
wondering,
exactly
is it
what he
nice
does
and
to me.
fitted? I mean,
Why
today
do
you look like
guys-
you just got done
Why
working
do you
out.
guys do that to me?
What do you mean?
You guys.
It could be you might like a baggy fit. It might be an old
Really?
one. The style
Really?
back. Oh, now you're stepping up to me. Maybe we have WrestleMania right here in the TMZ live studio.
That's right.
Maybe we have the Miz versus Harvey Levin. We go at it. How about that? Let's go.
Head to chest.
Coming up.
We've started this TMZ Comedy Crawl.
Love it, love it, love it.
This past weekend, I am telling you, you couldn't do better anywhere in Hollywood. Donell Rawlings gets on this bus and he does a set, but it doesn't stop there.
Be right back.
Okay, we have been selling this TMZ After Dark experience for months now. It is the best party in town.
By the way,
And
we've been selling and people have been buying.
they have
we
been
should
buying.
say. Yes.
So we've got our TMZ After Dark, we've got our TMZ Brunch Bus, but we've started this TMZ Comedy Crawl.
Love it, love it, love it.
This past weekend, I am telling you, you couldn't do better anywhere in Hollywood. Donell Rawlings gets on this bus and he does a set for the people on the bus, but it doesn't stop there. This is him on the bus. This is just for starters.
Harvey, his lawyer kicked in, and he pulled his tight ass shirt up, and we want you to see his 65-year-old muscles, right? 75. look good. He's 75? 75. Yo, Harvey, you look good. Pause. Okay. I had to pause you.
Okay, that wasn't funny.
No, that was very funny.
That wasn't funny.
That was very
It was
funny.
kinda funny.
But then he starts going to comedy clubs.
Oh my God, this was the best night ever. We started off at the Improv, and usually we get a free drink there. We still got free drinks, but he also ended the Improv show. So
he
the
actually got up
passengers,
on stage.
He got up on stage and he dominated that room.
Yeah, like we've never had that experience before where everyone was able to go into the Improv, watch him do 15 minutes.
So the guy in the bus who's doing his set goes to the Improv, gets on stage.
With a headliner.
As a headliner.
This is the beauty of, see, it's all about who you know. When you show up at a comedy club with an actual famous comedian. You get VIP treatment.
But that wasn't the only place that he went on stage.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't. He also went on stage at the Laugh Factory, where he also did another set, but a completely new set with new jokes. But this guy's so talented.
So he does a set at the bus. He does a set at the Improv. He does a set at the Laugh Factory.
Yeah.
But that's not it.
And in between, that's not it.
That's not it.
He was like, hey guys, this is my tour, and we're gonna do something crazy. The night is not over. We're about to go to the Saddle Ranch, and the food's on me.
So he bought everybody dinner.
He bought everyone's food. He's like, here's my card. Get whatever you want. Fill your tummies. And also, I want to ride the bull. So he gets on the bull, and he just dominates that bull. Did he dominate?
He did dominate. It was a certain excuse of a bull riding.
That's
But
crazy.
he still did it, nonetheless.
That is the
And
best.
then everyone got a free meal. By the way,
we're not guaranteeing
exactly.
that.
Donnell set a precedent here that, not every comedian
We are
is
not
necessarily-
guaranteeing that.
And if you didn't get to see Donnell on this tour, he's going to be in New York, April 24th and 25th at the City Winery. Then he's coming back over here for Netflix as a Joke on May 4th.
Yes.
And then May 8th, he's ending in Boston. So be sure to check him out. He's an amazing
He is
person,
so
and he's
funny.
hilarious. So
He is so incredibly funny.
Also, the lesson here is you never know what's going to happen on one of these tours, because there's always something random, a surprise that happens. Don't miss out.
It is just, it's just the best.
It's your creation. You're the
just
mastermind.
It is just the best.
This guy.
Coming up.
I like this because this is burying, all the bad blood.
For two women who came up together in the business, Selena Gomez and Demi Lovato.
Selena goes to Demi's concert and
went to her show last night.
I loved it.
Be right back.
So I like this because this is burying, all the bad blood.
Two women who came up together in the business, Selena Gomez and Demi Lovato.
And then they had beef.
I don't even remember what the beef was about.
I don't think they do.
So
I don't
long
think they
ago.
do. But Selena goes to Demi's concert and
went to her show last night.
I loved it. You listen to Demi Lovato?
Oh, I love Demi Lovato.
She's unbelievable. Her
She has
voice
an amazing
is so
voice.
good. And I think it's just really nice. I like the idea of a revenge tour, though. We talked about this in the other show.
Where they would go on tour together, people who had been beefing.
And then you want to
come
see
back together.
It's like Oasis.
What if they don't fight? Then it's just
No,
then you
because-
get good
no,
music.
you
I
get
guess.
enough that
so
there's
you either
gonna be
get
a
good
mix.
music or you get a good
That's right.
fight.
That's right. And you do a bunch of them, like the '90s tour, but you do the revenge tour.
But you want a couple where it's going to end badly, right?
Of course.
Right. Okay.
You can just book that. We'll see you tomorrow.